Okay, we are going to look through the second half of the simple interest homework. And we'll have, I think, a couple videos here. The first video is how to use I call it the days of the year table. And by this, what I'm referring to is there's two tables. So for chapter 11, you're going to need two tables, and you'll find this in the on Canvas underneath all the homeworks and stuff. And you can print this out, or you can use the PDF on the computer or whatever. But this is the days of the year table. And this one over here is the mortgage table. These are the two tables we're going to use in this unit. And if you notice, there's all kinds of blank space on the front and back of this page. And so on the next test, you're going to need these two tables. So whatever notes you can fit on the front and back of this, you can use for the next test. But of course, the next test might be online. So it might be just kind of an open book test. So, but if we do have this test in class, this is what you'll get, whatever notes you can fit on the front and back of that. So we're going to learn how to use this table here. And all this does is number off the days of the year. Okay, so for example, today is March 24th, right? And so if you look across the top, what you have here are the months of the year. And I know that you probably can't see this. I could probably zoom in a little bit. So what you have are the days of the year. There's March. Nope, I'm sorry. There's March. And then you'd go down to the 24th day of the year, which is actually right here. And what you get is 83. So what that means is that March 24th is the 83rd day of the year. So, so that's how this table works. So what are we going to do with it? Well, if you look here, I have a problem, and it's similar to the ones we did in the first half of the homework, but now they don't give me how long the loan is. What they do is they give me the day that the loan starts and the day that the loan matures. And that to say that the loan matures, what that means is that's the ending of the loan. So in this example, March 24th is the starting day of the loan. It's taken out on March 24th, and then it matures on October 15th. Okay, so I borrow $6,500 on March 14th at 8.2% interest. And now what it's going to ask me is how much is due when the loan matures on October 15th. So they're not giving me how long the loan is. They're not saying that it's, 8 months or 250 days. They're not telling me that. They're giving me the first day of the loan, the date of the first day, the date of the second day. So in order to answer this, we're going to need that days of the year table. Okay. So the way that I do this, and this will especially be helpful for the partial payment problems we're going to be doing in the next video, but the way that I do this is I draw a little number line, or a little timeline, and I'll put the starting date over here, so that's March 24th, and the day the loan matures, that's the ending date, and that's October 15th. Okay, so now, boy, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Boy, that's the first sneeze I've had all day. So I haven't been sneezing, so I'm not sure where that came from. So what you're gonna do here, like we did before, I went to March down to the 24th day of the year, and I got 83. So that means March 24th is the 83rd day of the year. And now I do the same for October 15th. Okay, so I go over to October, I go down to 15, and these two intersect on the number 288. So October 15th is the 288th day of the year. Okay, so now I can find the length of the loan in terms of days. Okay, So this loan goes from the 83rd day of the year to the 288th day of the year. So all I have to do is subtract these to find the number of days between the two dates. So 288 minus 83 is 205. So this loan lasted for 205 days. And now this is just like one of the problems that we did on the first half of the assignment, because this would be a loan for $6,500 at 8.2% interest for 250 days. The only difference here is I had to use the table to find out the length of the loan. So I'll go ahead and calculate the interest here. It's the principal times the rate in decimal form. Okay, and then I got to convert, this is days, this is an annual interest rate. I got to convert the days into years. And if you remember, in order to do this, we're going to use the banker's rule, which says 1 year is 360 days. So this would be 205 divided by 360. Okay, so when you do these problems, you're going to use the banker's rule. Now you can calculate the interest. So 6,500 times 0.082 times 205 divided by 360. And I get, wow, that seems like a lot. Oh, I forgot a zero. See, my interest was 3,000, and that seemed way too big. But if you look, I typed that in wrong. I put 0.82 instead of 0.082. And actually, this calculator, I think my zero sticks. And it doesn't always, when I hit it, it doesn't always register. So, common mistake here. I need to probably get a new calculator, get the dust out of it or something. Now that's more reasonable. $303.51. So $303.51. Okay, now I'm not quite done yet, because this is actually asking me how much is due when the loan matures. So I got to take the principal that I borrowed plus the interest that I owe, and I add those together to get the amount that I owe when the loan matures. So $6,803.51. And that is how much I owe when the loan matures. Okay, now there's one more thing I want to show you, and that is it is possible to for your loan to start, in 1 year and then end in the following year. So I don't know, let's say our loan went from August 2nd, we'll say, to May 17th. Okay, so if this is August and the ending of the loan is May, then we know that we went into the next year. So how do you figure this out? Well, you're going to find these two numbers like you did before. So August 2nd is 214. May 17th is 137. Okay, now you're not going to subtract these, and that wouldn't give you how many days between August 2nd all the way to May 17th. It wouldn't be the difference between these. That would actually give you, if the loan started May 17th, ended August 2nd. Okay, so here's the way that I do this. Okay, is I take 365. That's how much to the end of the year, whenever that is. We'll say that's like the end of the year. and the end of the year is like 365, right? 365. And then I subtract the 214, okay? And then that's going to take me from here. That'll be the number of days from August 2nd to the end of the year. And then from the beginning of the year to May is 137. So then I just add 137. Okay? And that's how I do it. 365 minus 214. And then I add 137. And in this case I get 288 days. 288 days. Okay? So, a simple way of thinking about this, I don't know if this is helpful. Let's say the beginning date is the 8th day of the year. I'm using the letter A. The ending date is the B, so we got A for the number of days for the beginning of the loan, B for the number of days on the end of the loan. And so what you're doing is you're taking 365 minus A plus B. That would be a formula that you could do. Okay. The other way I've seen people do it is they'll actually subtract these two, 214 minus 137, and that gives you the number of days between May 17th and August 2nd. And then if you take that number and subtract that from 365, that'll give you, oh boy, that's hard to explain. This is the whole year. Let's say this is May 17th, and this is August 2nd. Okay, so if you just take 214 minus 137, that would actually give you these number of days. But your loan goes from August 2nd to the end of the year into the next year to May 17th. So the idea is if you subtract these two and find the number of days in there, then if you take 365 minus that, you're going to get the number of days on the outside from August 2nd to May 2nd, 17th. If that makes sense. Those are a couple ways. This is kind of how I think of it. 365 minus the number of days at the beginning plus the number of days at the end. So, okay, so that's using the days of the year table. So in the next video, we're going to end up using that table to solve partial payment problems. So I'll explain what those are and show you how to solve them coming up next.